Good morning, everyone. This is Janet Wakeland with Remarkably Created, and we are on our 26th video looking at new product that's going to debut on January 4th from Stampin UP. So first off, a huge welcome and shout out to all of the new followers. If you are seeing me for the first time, make sure that you like and follow me so that you don't miss any of the inspiration here on my Facebook page. Also, if you're new, I do have a newsletter that is free and open to everyone, public demonstrators, and no matter where you live, you don't have to live in the US. My newsletter has about 20 free PDFs every single month. I do several a month and they're spread out between those different newsletters. It has special offers, it has class kits, it has class events, it has Stampin' Up! News, it has some samples in it, all kinds of fun stuff, and it is free. If that's something of interest to you, just make sure that you message me your email so I can get you added and we'll get you the most recent one. The most recent one, in addition to some final tutorials from our holiday catalog and retiring products, has 4 PDF tutorials of new product coming. So today we're going to look at a set that I'm sure many of you passed right by if you already have your catalogs. And my customers, your catalogs are arriving daily. And it'll be interesting to see how many of you stopped to glance at this or how many of you kept on going. As a demonstrator, I have choices. I get to simply be my own customer, enjoying a discount, enjoying getting products early, getting sneak peeks, getting to participate in Stampin' Up! Events for demonstrators only, online communities, all kinds of cool stuff. So that's an option. I can choose to do a little bit more, gathering with friends and having a few customers, or I can choose to do quite a bit more. It totally is up to each person. For me, I do quite a bit more. That's my choice. I do treat this as a business. And what that means for me, though, is that, and actually even some of your other choices, you could definitely do this too, but that means all of my stamp products are a business expense. And so because of that, sometimes I pick things that I might not use routinely in my daily practices, my daily own crafting and creating and sending and giving of cards and scrapbooking and things like that. But it does mean that sometimes I'll buy things to challenge myself as well as to show you what it looks like so that you can make some decisions about whether it's for you or not. So kind of, I get to be my own best customer. I get to get things early. I get to challenge myself, and then I have tax deduction. So it's the best of all worlds. I love it. So this Just Kiddin Suite is one that literally I went by it at first all the time. Didn't even look at it. And then I was like, okay, I need to challenge myself. There's got to be some real possibility here. It's a very unique set. We've never had anything like this in the Stampin' Up! Catalog since I've been a demonstrator for 27 years. I love that it's very inclusive. It's got different children doing all kinds of different activities. And so I'm going to show you what I came up with, okay? And see what you think at the end of this video. So this is the stamp set. It's called Kidding Around. And you've got some nice outline images that you can color in different ways. Some simple greetings: you are amazing, it's your birthday, you sparkle every day. Some extra stars and some pillows. And that sounds kind of funny, but when you see some of the paper, it will make sense. There is a coordinating set of dies. And with the coordinating set of dies, you are going to have 4 dies that are going to cut out images. Okay. So you're going to be able to cut out, and I have one that slid off the table here somewhere. Okay, so, but you're going to have, you're going to be able to cut out images here. And these 3 also cut out images from the designer paper. So there are some images that look like this on the designer paper, and you're going to be able to cut them out. Then you have fun bonus dies that you're going to be able to build some scenes, add some visual interest to the projects that you're creating. So in this case, you've got your little castle, and we have a set that you haven't, a bundle you haven't seen yet that you'll see me bring this back in. It's called Beach Day. So I saw a sand castle, and I know others saw regular castles. You've got building blocks, a cute little banner, a stool, a ball. You have, that's the little one that fell off. So there we go. So here's the other piece that was missing for the pillows. And then the other piece that's laying off to the side, but you'll see it's this circle right here. It layers underneath. We have our stool, the stars. Oh, it's up here. Oh my gosh. Then I got to figure out which one's laying over on the side. It's up over here off for you. Okay. Well, so much for staying neat and tidy and putting things away, right? There's a little circle laying there. And then there's, what do you want to call it? A flag, right? Capture the flag. So then to look at these up close, they have extra texture built into them. You've got like the brick look on the tower. You've got some stitching around the opening to the castle. This is a rug. You've got the building blocks here. The light gray, this piece is what goes under the ball to give it two looks. The banner, the cute little stool, and then some fun different stars, okay? So then also, because this is a suite, and with a suite, what you have, this is a small, simple suite. With a suite in Stampin' Up's world, what that includes is a stamp set, either a set of dies or a punch, designer paper, and then depending on the bundle the suite, it may have embellishments, it may have ribbon, it may have other different things that can be added to it. One of them, for example, has these really sweet paper butterfly accents this time around. And so with this suite, you can use our single code. I call it the I Want It All button, and you use that button and you can get everything real easy. You don't have to enter 3 or 4 codes or 5 codes or anything like that. It has an easy I Want It All button. And because it includes a bundle, there is a built-in savings to our suites because our bundles have a built-in savings. So you can use the I Want It All button, or you can simply do the bundle that's part of it, or you can do everything individual. We're here to meet your shopping needs, your retail therapy, okay? So in this suite, we have this paper called Just Kidding. It is 12 by 12 paper, and it is double-sided. So you've got all of these really fun kid images on one side, and then some great backgrounds. And I've actually snuck some of this paper in on you already. We used this one with the Jungle Pals. We used this one with the cutest cows. So I've already snuck some of this paper in on you just a little bit. But let's look at the full sheets of this. So here you can see the kids. Here's the one in the boat. There's our wizard. We've got our little superhero here. We've got our baby dragon. We've got the little girl. This is so me when I was little. Oh my gosh, I relate to this one. I was the little girl out there with the magnifying glass, catching the tadpoles and the frogs and the bugs and popping, oh my gosh, whatever those firecrackery things were, caps, when I was a little girl. So this is so me. We've got our sweet little one in the wheelchair. So we've got some fun images on this one. And this one dressed up like a tomato for the school play, I guess. These ones are all these kiddos here are cooking, and we've got some great products that we can relate to with these. Also, I thought these would be really fun if you're sending cookies or treats to somebody. But you've got your spatula. This looks just like a beignet, so that stole my heart. We've got our sugar, the little one with batter everywhere, so you've got some fun ones. Here you can see the little one under the blanket with the book. Kind of goes with the pillow theme, and then lots of different books on this page. Here, the little ones have different critters, so we've got dogs, we've got some birds, we have a kitty, so some fun there. This one, nice variety. You've got artwork, you've got some more artwork, you've got some hearts, you've got little ones sharing secrets, and then we've got our outdoor adventure, some little ones. We've got the little one here, and we've got our hoop, we've got our wagon, fishing, we've got the little chicks, this little boy here. And what I did when I first started playing with this is I fussy cut some of them out, just kind of looked at them, and instead of looking at it as a whole sheet of paper, I started looking at them at smaller pieces, like this little boy here with the flowers. I thought, oh my gosh, what a perfect image for a Mother's Day card, okay? And, you know, here, the little duck, so I thought Easter. So what I did, like I said, is I fussy cut some of them out and isolated the image. And now I saw Valentine's, okay? I saw, you know, you're amazing. So I saw different things once I isolated them out. We turn them over. There's your stars. There's our little wavy pieces. This is the piece I used to create a jungle look. This actually has hearts on it. And it's got that nice kind of shading distressed look. We'll come back to that one in just a second. And then we have this fun piece. And then this piece here is actually 5 different card pieces. These are 2 6x6 panels, and then these are 3 panels across that you can use to create some fun different scenes and things like that. Here again, you can see why we have the pillows. This looks like a classroom. We've got our playground, our outdoor little adventure scene, and then there's a little bit of water and some trees here. So lots of fun. So let me see if I can inspire you with what I actually came up with this stamp set. So two of the little kids have pets. So in this case, I paired it with the Doggone Cute. One of the things that you guys know that I really like to do to get my money's worth out of any product that I buy is to find ways to match it with other Stampin' Up! Product, other things that I already own. So here's that Doggone Friendly background stamp. Thank you for everything you do. I thought it would be a great card for the veterinarian, for the dog sitter, for the dog groomer, so, or just somebody who likes dogs. Okay, we all have family members and friends who are animal crazy, so that would be a great one. Here, I told you I had isolated them, fussy cut them, and they're actually really easy to fussy cut. I know some of us love dies and hate cutting, but the more that I cut, the more that I like it. It's kind of a crazy thing. Just tore some paper across. This is the alphabet set, mini alphabet, love you. And just kind of kept it tone on tone, and you're going to see that it sparkles because I covered the letters completely with Wink of Stella. Borrowed a greeting from another set, Make a Wish. But here you can see the castle. And a lot of times the other thing that I do is I use the images and the designer paper to help me decide on my color combinations. I love that designer paper, as well as, you know, sometimes, well, this is all designer paper. The designer paper can help me put colors together that I never personally would have thought of, okay? So here again, we've got our Fresh Freesia, our Pretty Peacock, and then we've got the Make a Wish, and the little one with his little wand ready to grant your wish. Here, she's so excited. She's standing on a stool showing off her artwork. We've got the building blocks and the little rug. You are amazing. And then just instead of sequins and stuff, we used little flower embellishments. And then we just did a circle to kind of make her pop against that designer paper. And again, pulling in from the designer paper, some of our colors, that Fresh Freesia and Bubblegum is actually kind of built into the shading of this paper. So we've got that. This one here, I borrowed elements from the Bright Skies bundle that you've already seen a video of. And if you've missed any of the past videos, simply put the name of what you're looking for into the search bar or go up to the media tab and you can see all previous 25 videos. We used the cloud die upside down to give us our water waves. We tucked our little fun boat. This cloud designer paper and this paper is from Bright Skies, as is the greeting. So they're just floating by to say hi. This one here, we've got our little boys out chasing a frog. And Hope Your Birthday is Wild. That's from Rhino Ready. The tree I cut out of the paper, and I used something called a wobble that you can find on Amazon. Or there are different arts and crafts stores that sell them. Just put wobble into a search bar and then shopping, and you can find them in different places. But it's W-O-B-B-L-E-S, wobbles. And they're in different sizes and different quantities of packs. I have a whole jar of them here in different sizes because I love to use them because it just adds that little bit of fun. And what grandchild, niece, or nephew wouldn't love this, right? Just a little bit of fun on that card. So Hope Your Birthday is Wild. Continuing along, this is a gift card for the teacher, the librarian. This little envelope here, this is one of the things that I can't encourage you enough to scoop up off of the retiring clearance sale. You'll be so sad if you don't have a stash of them. There's 20 in the envelope thing. And if for some reason you don't want to deal with minimum shipping and you live in the US, contact me. I have one last order going in where I am gathering up orders for those that don't want to have, you know, like just might want $4.50 item and don't want to have to pay minimum shipping. Again, reach out to me. On January 3rd, I have one last order going in of items. But these are amazing. I do have my own stash of them because there's so many fun ways to use them. I did a whole video on these earlier in December. But in this case, I dressed it up. If I untied this, you would be able to open it up and put your gift card inside. You've got the little girl cut out. We used that piece of paper that looks like a library. Thank you for everything that you do. Then something else that Stampin' Up! Has is they have this thing called Kit Collection. And what the kits are is they are these fully complete kits with an ink spot, with a block, with stamps if they're needed in the kit. Some of the kits are crafts, some of the kits are cards. So it's got everything that you need. And beginning in January, Stampin' Up! Will be releasing 2 of those kits a month. So that's like amazing. That's 24 new kits that we'll see in 2024. So that's exciting. This is not our paper pumpkin subscription. This is something different. They're released directly into my online store under kits. And what I did here with this one, this was one of the newest kits that is in the online store. And this is a trifold card. And in this case, it's got a little road. So we have the little one who picked a flower and is off to deliver it to mom. I haven't put a greeting on it yet. Sometimes I don't like to put greetings. I think that this has got enough on it. So we can put a greeting here or on the inside. But just showing you how fun this kit is. I like to keep these kits on hand. One, I love the stamp sets that are in them. They have amazing stamp sets. And the stamp sets that are part of the kits are exclusive to that kit. They're never available any other way. And they're great for me, like sometimes I need a jumping off point. I need something to stimulate that creativity. We all have those moments when our mojo just up and leaves and goes to get itself a coffee like 2 towns over, right? And so I love that. It can give me a starting point. Also, I don't always put the entire kit together. Sometimes I'll do 1 or 2. And then I have that kit available for what I call card making emergencies. Sometimes you need a card in a hurry, and then you can have those cards from your kit. So this is the little one going off to deliver mom flowers. This is a little train in the countryside, and the colors of this card just look like the sweet little wizard who's there ruling. So we've got Marlin over here with his sweet little town. And then this one again, this little, like all the colors just worked perfectly. This is a beautiful seaside town. I like to think of it as the Amalfi Coast, and the little one is fishing. He's caught this big fish. And again, with all of these, I wouldn't put my greeting on the outside. I want the look of this to stand out, which is why there's not a greeting. But look how fun those are. And then one last thing that I tried last night, which didn't work, but sometimes it's nice to see the fails. And some of you have a Brother Scan and Cut or a Cricut or other those. And I do know that some of those have magnetic sheets. So they would probably work with this idea. Not only that, but this paper in this kit is perfect for a Brother Scan and Cut, because the images, like all the little kid images, let me pull this back in, are broken. They're not overlapping, they're not touching or anything. So this would be really good for those of you that have those type of machines. And I don't own one. It's on my list. I made a list of 2024 investments. And so thinking that this would be perfect for a machine like that. So, but anyway, my concept was to make little busy boards. So this is a magnetic sheet. And these do kind of stick on this side of it. But on the side with the paper, they stick a little bit, but they fall off. And I just thought it would be fun to do little busy boards and have these just in a fun little box, and they can play. I only did a few once I realized they weren't sticking the way I want, but you could definitely do all 5 panels on magnetic sheets and then just have little fun busy pieces so that they're not always on their iPhones or their iPads. When my kids were little, I was always finding ways to keep them busy that weren't necessarily a store-bought toy or something. If I was working in my studio, I'd give them, like a jar of buttons to empty and refill or things like that, or color code. I'd challenge them to sort them by color, whatever. I was always just finding ways to keep my kids busy. And then when my kids were young, we always had what was called a busy box, and it was actually a backpack, and it had toys in it that they only saw when we were going someplace where they needed to stay busy. When we were in the car for longer road trips and things like that. And every couple of months I would mix the things up out of that. Obviously my kids were raised before iPads and phones and all of that, but I kind of had the memory of the busy boxes, which is where this came up. So yeah, I do need a little bit of a stronger magnet sheet. The challenge that I had, Trisha, was being able to cut through it. So if anybody knows of a stronger magnet that you can still actually cut, I would love to know about that so that I can follow through on my idea. Obviously, they could still play without it being a magnet if they're just playing at the table or something like that. So I could still have it work. And it's nice because then you could package it up easily in an envelope to mail it instead of a box or something like that. But the reason why I chose the magnets that I did, A, I had them in the house, and B, I wanted to be able to cut them by hand. So lots of fun ideas for you guys. You've got your little busy boards. You can always pair them with different kits that are available from Stampin' Up. Pairing them with those retiring gift card envelopes that you need. Having a little bit of fun just with the images and pairing them with other stamps and things like that. So hopefully I inspired you with a set that you may not have even looked at twice or thought about. And again, for me, the way that I was personally inspired to work with this set was instead of just looking at a whole sheet of paper, which is what I found very overwhelming and not conducive to ideas to me, I just started fussy cutting some of these out. And as I looked at them as individual images, then I started to come up with the ideas. And then the other thing that I did as I'm looking at them is I didn't bring my list to the table, but I have a little list that says things like dream big, explore. I didn't do the kid for Mother's Day, but like Mother's Day, you're my hero, because we have alphabet stamps. So I just also kind of had a little piece of paper next to me and jotted down some ideas that came to mind. Even with this Valentine set here, you'll see some more samples throughout January and February. I've got pieces cut out, but I was able to cut just around the boy and just around the girl, so they're each holding a heart, but they're by themselves. So you can actually do a lot. And then let me back up to that for just a second. If you look at my hearts, maybe I'll hold them up a little higher, versus their hearts, can you see that these are darker? What I did was I went over the outline of the hearts with the Berry Burst marker to tie better into the paper. This is more Poppy Parade, but I really wanted to use this heart paper and kind of pull it in together. So by adding just a little bit of Berry Burst right here on the hearts, that then brings it all full circle. So, and the idea of isolating images, if you've got paper that has flowers on it, has other types of images, you know, we've got a set called Rockstar that has guitars on it and 8-track players, cassette players, and things like that. That idea of isolating an image works. And if you don't want to cut your paper apart, the best tip that I can give you is to take a circle die or a square die or one of each on a piece of paper, like just make a little square and then just hold that over, kind of like so it blocks everything out and you can just see that alone instead of cutting into your paper first. Just create yourself kind of like not a stencil, but you know what I mean, like an opening, so a circle or a square, and then just hold it over and just visually isolate that way before you chop into it. So some fun tips and ideas for you guys. With everything, always, if you have questions, ask them below. I'm gladly here to answer them. And then tonight at 6 o'clock, you will see more samples posted in the album that we've started, featuring samples from all 26 of our videos, just a little bit every day as we go along. So we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. we're going to play with paper, including some that you haven't seen yet from the catalog. So have an amazing day, guys. Take care.